thing. You know, Sam and Tom, we're doing local support DevOps, looking at the new DRE setup. Let's get in here for the local support branches. So it sounds like I was possibly doing the right thing with the encryption.
You were, and it is actually working now. But we're on to the next error, and I'm not too sure what it means. I haven't dived too deep into it.
So now the interesting thing here is that it feels like the log, the URL has changed here.
Yeah,
that's presumably intentional on your part.
So the URL, which URL do you mean? We've got the database URL, the app URL.
Well, I meant for it was previously the case that when I go away Slack thing, I don't want that there. God, it was previously the case that when I came here and I clicked on the deployments, it took me to the deployment log. And it was previously and previously the deployment log had like /builds, like /logs. It had like logs /builds. So it seems like since I was last here, the URL format has changed slightly, which is not a problem, but just checking that that's intentional.
It is intentional.
And is it now taking me to the build? I guess it says there build log. I mean, there's the log from actually doing the deploy, and then there's the log from the ongoing running of the app.
Yes, and I have just had a thought.
Share my screen.
I'm just going to double check that I migrated everything. For reasons I'll get into a little bit later, I've shifted some directories around.
That's absolutely fine. Yeah.
But I wonder if I shifted the builds logs along with the directories, and I suspect I might not have. So I'm just going to double check that. Let's get up. And I'm almost there. So we are in the DRE GitHub integration test branch. And if I look in logs, I have not moved it. So I'm just going to quickly build logs over to there. Oh, that may be interesting. I might need to. This might not be as simple as I thought. No matter. This is like. Let's see whether it works now rather than. I'm not going to drag you through the build log history.
No. Well,
things can get weird.
I mean, I guess like where I had got to. Boom, on local support. Let me just come over here. Is I mean, I've got, if I go into we've got the DRE encrypted thing, which contains 2 key value pairs at the moment. One of which is the database, and I just run the command to kind of like allow me to do editing via black box. I think I've got, if I come back down to here, the git status for this is so it's just generated the DRE encrypted YAML. So it sounds like I don't need to make any changes to it. You were saying in the previous meeting, I mean, in principle, let's go down to the bottom here. The at the moment, I've got this. The only things I have in the file are I have like devise secret.
Yes, that was the first one that we hit.
Equals whatever, and then I've got the database URL.
Database URL,
equals the, and I found actually that I can deploy. I've got like an EU URL from Elephant SQL. So we'll see if that helps with the performance. Actually, what I'll just do, I'll just drag this off here because let's look at some of the things. Oh, okay, and it's all in the context of this environment, and so these are going to be the defaults. Right? And then so if I want something different on, let's say, the master branch, am I gonna what
then
does
you
it
do
look like?
exactly what you're doing. So then hit enter and put those guys underneath.
Like that. So that's
Yeah.
going to be then,
That'll override for the master branch.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And so in principle, that will all work
Yeah.
when we come to it. And if I
Yeah.
hit then this master point, it'll use.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds great. So we've got that. I guess what I was just thinking that I might conceivably do, maybe even so the black. If I want to finish editing, can I? What's the command? Is it just black box edit finish?
That is a very good question. Did we
Probably
finish editing last time? I think if you just
last
search
time
for
last time we actually ended up not doing.
yes, because we ran through the other idea, didn't we? The Travis.
Yeah, and then we had a separate problem on the thing here. I mean, I think I've got it in here. There we go. Black box edit end. So I think this is the next step. So I haven't actually made any changes to the file.
Gotcha.
But what I think if I do black box edit end for the like this. Tell me what to do there.
I think if you black box edit end the dot tree dot.
Yeah. So I think it's exactly the same as the one I started on, like so, like that.
Ah, right.
And so what it will do is it will tell it. And so what I might now see is that it's got this. It's re-encrypted this.
It has a modified. Yeah.
So what I could do there is I could do commit -m. So this is re-encrypts. And then I could do git push origin dree GitHub integration test. And that'll we will wait a sec. No, that's interesting. No,
Everything up to date.
No, I think
that's a git add. I thought Blackbox just added it for you, but I guess not.
I think that the silly thing, what I had meant to do. There you go. Sorry, silly. I'd sort of thought that I was like carefully not adding the other things when actually they're all trapped, so that's fine. Control A, control push. Let's put that. Force that up. Okay. So that will kick off a build. While that's doing that, I was going to also mention this other thing that I noticed here. So we've got this pull request from another developer, unrelated, different push. We seem to have push appearing in here.
That is unexpected. If you click on the X, is there anything interesting? I would imagine you get it denied, to be honest.
The X is not there. If we look on the details for that one.
Yeah. That's so I don't yet handle the case where you're not authorized for access through to a repo. So I don't put a nice message up. I just
no. I'm surprised because this doesn't share any commits with the branch that we pushed. So I'm just surprised to see. I mean, in the future, I'm very much looking forward to seeing Dree push every PR. And so when I'm coming in here, rather than having to load it onto my own server, I can immediately go and check. With my own thing, it's a slight pain for the existing. It's obviously slightly surprising for the people who are contributing code, think that they've got everything working, and then it puts this failing X on there.
That is weird. Let me take a look into it. I have logged an issue with GitHub about seeing like notifications for stuff that I wasn't expecting to see notifications for. And I wonder if this falls into a similar issue with GitHub.
Right. I mean, the interesting thing is, like, here's a pull request from someone else. Which I think was also has been updated relatively recently. But it doesn't have Dree push in it. So maybe it was a bug that I don't know if there's some aspect of these other of these PRs. Now this one here, for some reason, and push is not. It was actually, I think it's only on that single.
On that one PR.
It's on that one. Which I look at this one. I mean,
strange.
Yeah.
So let me take a look. Let me take a look into it. If you could drop me the link to the PR.
Yeah, the PR is this one. Get in there.
Oh,
That's all.
brilliant, brilliant. I'll take a look at that. I have a suspicion yeah, I think I might know.
But so then anyway, in the background, we are building this one here, so we can go and look at the ongoing logs from this.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. So that's in the process of deploying.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like it's getting
Yeah.
further than it did with the missing.
Well, I think
Oh,
that this one was completing fine. We'd already got to the point where this one would complete. I think building and deploying has not been the problem. It's we were the latest versions of errors are ones we were encountering in the running log once
yes,
we hit this endpoint. So
yes.
the thing that we need to do, we need to wait for this to finish deploying and
Yep.
then hit the endpoint and then see what we see. While we're waiting for that, I was going to ask you about so this where we are for this. Obviously, we want to do the performance checks. We'll maybe look at
Yep.
that in more detail tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do we want to set up the CNAME thing so that we can test it with the custom SSL, or maybe that's a sideshow at the moment?
It's won't be a sideshow by tomorrow.
Right.
Possibly by the end of today, I'll have something for you to try in the custom domain world on the US version. If that's working, then it should also work on the EU version, and we can just set up that CNAME and try it tomorrow when we do the tests. Yeah. So
Cool. Yeah. Well,
hopefully,
yeah. We'll leave that until tomorrow. But then, so once this so this URL has now gone back to a format that I was sort of seeing before. Maybe.
It's a long one. It's slightly different. What you'll see there is you've got a /logs/ and then your commit ID and then a build log, which is a little bit different to how it did look.
Okay. Yeah. That's good though. Oh, and it reminds me of the other thing that I was going to ask about in the meeting, which I forgot before, was the dashboard and building the dashboard. And where are we in terms of that?
Oh, Sam, I'm sorry. I still haven't had a chance to speak to people. With Amsterdam yesterday, I just didn't sit down with anyone. Yeah. Right. We're locked in a room on Friday, so Friday I am going to try and get sort of everyone on the same page and figure something out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, and I think, yeah, obviously that there's. Well, I was imagining that maybe the part of is that, I mean, in order to get that built, you may. I guess from our side, if we can do it through us, then it's very helpful for me to draw more people in and get them even more excited about.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I was thinking the fact that you're going to be the primary user for a while, means that you're going to make sure that it feels good when you're using it. So yeah, it would be really advantageous to get you guys involved.
So now, in order to get to the build log, not the build log, sorry, the deployment, the ongoing log.
Yep.
Do I again come to logs here like this?
Kind of. So I've made things slightly worse. You need to go logs/ and then the branch name.
So I can get a GitHub integration test.
Yes. And then get rid of all the rest. Yeah. Hit it. Or not. Integration. I'm just going to double check what's going on. That is. I migrated all these files over just before I call, so there's a chance that I missed a file. Just going to double check. Can you go back to those application logs? I just want to double check the URL.
So the application log here.
Yeah, /logs/ branch.
Oh, no, that's interesting. Oh, no, that's funny. So
It's
I
saying the same
thought this
thing,
was completed successfully,
but it
but it
hasn't.
seems now that it hasn't got the device secret key.
Have I regressed on the builds? Let me double check.
It's 61.
Okay.
It took me a good while to remember my passphrase for this, but I eventually did. Thank God. So as far as I can tell, the device
Yep.
secret key is set in that encrypted YAML.gpg.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I should check that. Check that it's happy with that first. I know exactly what it is. Oh, I know exactly what it is. It is me not migrating stuff correctly. Give me a sec. I'm gonna re-trigger that build my side just through. I've got like the webhook that failed basically logged on my side, and I can re-trigger that one webhook. So I'm gonna do that. Okay. Oh dear, I've got a whole lot of branches. I think Ben's busy building a few things too. So I'm just finding ours. There it is. Of integration test and okay. Just want to make sure I'm not going to build an all commit, and then I will get that building. So okay. You should see the oh no, hang on, you won't yet. You won't yet. Okay, so yes, you should see that the build log
Mm-hmm.
kind of streaming again.
Right. Yeah, you've kicked off another build.
Yeah. So what we want to see is I've corrected where I put those directories. Just while that's building, the reason I've shifted the directories around is I've got a URL structure that's like really easy to put custom domain names on top of.
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, I just link things in the right place, and suddenly Agile Ventures, the local sport app, can be served from the Harrow domain name just by linking files in the right place.
Great.
So my hope is that the pain of getting all of that migrated is kind of makes the custom domain names and the SSL a lot easier.
Cool.
We might even be able to test that towards the end of this call if everything works. Okay, so it's busy building.
And I guess in the context of here, this building, it's a fresh, basically it's created a fresh virtual machine. So the installation kind of goes on, and then so then, like we were talking about before, like the model with the cube, like it hangs around for some period, and and then if another request comes in, it'll get routed to the same machine if it exists. If it is garbage collective effectively because it's not active, then the sort of slowdown on the first request that comes in after a while will be actually doing this deployment again, like it will be loading all the gems and so on.
It won't load all the gems. So the once this is done, it's bolted into a deployable artifact that will have all the gems. It'll have your version of Ruby.
It's got like a binary basically of this. This is what's going to be. Yeah.
Exactly. And when a request comes in, it'll grab that binary, untar it, and run the start command.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. And so the the idea with the Dree push is that that there's it's like if it's the way it's currently set up is if it's inactive for a minute, it goes to sleep. That's the current model?
It's more than a minute. It's like 5 minutes.
It's 5 minutes. Right.
Yeah.
I think that's excellent. Yeah, so that sounds. I think that's and we because I think we worked out that basically the 5 minutes. It's partly for the developer experience.
Yeah, exactly. If someone goes away for 5 minutes and comes back, and there's that
it's slow. It's
like time delay.
I think 5 minutes is reasonable. If you're in the middle of like debugging something, and you are kind of like, okay, you're doing a walk through the site. You might well pause and think for a minute before you go on to the next thing. But I think if it's 5 minutes, you've probably gone to make a cup of tea. So in that case,
exactly.
But I think that it's slightly important. The initial experience was was there a bug where they were being like the clock was being reset in a different way, and it was it was being garbage collected even more even faster than a minute, wasn't it? The very first ones.
I think it was 30 seconds it was on. So no traffic for 30 seconds and things disappeared. What I've got, because part of keeping stuff, it's not like stable, but there's bits of the system that work really well because of this. So I cycle instances at about a minute, but the way the cycling looks is you've got a currently running instance. After about a minute or a certain number of requests, a new instance is spun up, but the old instance stays there, still serving requests.
Right.
And only once a new instance has health checked, and is able to take traffic, does it actually start grabbing itself some requests.
Right.
The way the requests are routed is ranked by whoever's the newest instance, right? So this new instance that's come in now starts grabbing requests. the old instance, unless there's a lot of traffic, it stops getting requests because the new instance is able to handle all the new requests. And then that old instance then falls into the 1 minute timeout. Right. But once it's the last instance and it hasn't seen requests, it falls into a different timeout. It falls into the 5 minute timeout.
Oh, okay.
The idea being that if a request comes in at 4 minutes and 59 seconds, that instance is then gonna reset its counter. Because it's over the minute, it'll spawn a new instance anyway, just in case there's new config or anything like that hanging around. And then the cycle begins again.
Right.
But yeah, it's only once you hit that 5 minute timeout that things actually properly stop. I think technically it works out to 6 minutes.
Right.
Just because of the way I drop it from the 1 minute tier into the 5 minute tier, I think you actually end up with a combined 6 minutes.
Yeah, good to know. So in the background, we've got the same issue again. That it's not finding the device secret key in the environment there.
Let me double check that I haven't done anything crazy. So I've got that there. I am environment. Base phase. I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run an instance, and I'm just gonna see what we come up with.
I mean, the thing that for me here is that we've got multiple things in play. In that there's also the encryption and so on. So, I mean, from my side, what I would be tempted to do if I wasn't in this session with you is I would try putting an unencrypted .dre.yaml in there and pushing that up and seeing if that worked with a device secret key.
Got you. Yeah. That could be interesting. I mean, I could try that myself just on a dummy app, just to see what happens. Oh, that is. I know exactly what it is. I'm not too sure how this one slipped through. Must have had old files hanging around. Oh, I know exactly what this is. Give me a sec. This is actually super simple to fix.
Sure. Give me I'm just going to step away for a minute. I'll be back momentarily.
Yeah. Cool.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I am back.
You're back. Cool. Oh, that's a bit sad. Yeah. So I changed this to work exactly like Heroku. But I missed one piece of how I used to work. That is. I think I can just tweak it super quick and we can rebuild and see it working. I'm just going to double check that it is exactly what I'll think it is. So it. Yes, it is exactly what I think it is. So, and that, and that. So my command works, but I'm not seeing the environment yet. Ah. Sam, I think I might take this. Might take this one offline. This is
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. I probably got to wrap up about now. I mean, I think what would be really exciting to do moving forward is get this into a more collaborative mode where you know we could be sharing the stuff that you're working on. You know, I could be like providing more, you know, rather than just being sort of a testing foil.
Yeah,
Doing
exactly.
more. So
Two eyes on the code.
yeah, I mean, let's. I'll leave that. Obviously, that's something for your organization to make a decision about.
Yeah.
I'll leave that with you, along with other ideas and so on. But yeah, just ping me tomorrow when you want to look at the performance stuff, and
That sounds really good.
We'll go from there. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Nice one. Good to see you,
Cool.
Tom.
Thanks, Sam.
Have a lovely evening. Bye for now.
And you take care. Bye.